welcome to another fun-filled episode of Fangirlz Assemble. I am Fariha. Joining me all the way from Kentucky, it's Kristan and Maddie. How are you both?
Good.
I was away last week, so I missed a very fun episode that you guys talked about Eisner nomination and all that. I haven't caught up to it yet, but
yeah, I've read a bunch of them, so.
Ooh,
it's surprising.
You need to tell me more about it offline though, because we already told everyone else. But we'll do it. The episode. But so today we're gonna have another fun episode where we're gonna talk about obviously what we have hauled, what we have read, and some interesting topic that Kristan brought up, which was we want to review different publishers and different book formats, the quality of them actually. And then kind of see that who does best of what. So before we get going, where do you guys go to buy the books that we're about to talk about? Where do we go?
That would be instocktrades.com.
Woo! Tell us a little bit more about this, instocktrades.com.
They're amazing. If you spend $50, which is the easiest thing ever, you get free shipping. Fantastic packaging. If you go there right now, instocktrades.com, check out the deals of the week.
Woo!
You will see that very book, Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me, the softcover and the hardcover. So you get your preference. Free is holding the hardcover. It is very nice looking, though you may want that. 40% off until Tuesday. That is our pick of the month.
Big deal.
I just love this. Look at this.
It's such a good, simple spine. I love that.
Like, look at this spine.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's so cute. And I was actually flipping through this. The art inside is gorgeous. And, talk about production values and quality. This is one good-looking, thick book. Look at this.
I'm so excited.
First second is good at stuff.
Look at this.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's written by Marika Tamaki. You can't go wrong with her.
Who we love.
We're all fans of...
Supergirl being super. I was trying to beat it.
I love the She-Hulk that she wrote. I love it. And also this one summer, like I know Kristan, you like that?
Did I read that? I can't remember. Probably. I probably read it.
You will read. And so I mean you can't really go wrong with it. So you can go pick this up. Now at 40% off. Typically, this is 20%, so it's 40% off. It's a good deal.
Right now, there's an extra 3% off all Marvel books on In-Stock Trades.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so if you are going to go pick up Marvel books, you definitely should want to pick up this. Kelly Thompson's The Jessica Jones, The Purple Daughter. We're going to talk. I have some thoughts about this book. I mean, not this book, but the production quality of this book. But it doesn't matter. It's Kelly Thompson. That's all it is.
That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. Like, it doesn't matter.
Pick that up. Pick up Rogue Gambit. Pick up Mr. and Mrs. X. Get everything by her.
West Coast Avengers. Everything
Nancy
by
Drew.
Her. Yeah. So next week is actually a big week for like a release, at least for me. So are you guys like is the Wonder Woman Omnibus, the new 52 Omnibus? I don't know if any of you getting it.
I still haven't decided.
I'm not. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm getting it.
But there's some other things coming out too. Let me do a quick little.
The third volume of Thor by Jason Aaron.
That's exciting.
Which finishes up. What's her name? The Lady Thor. What's her name?
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster's Thor run. I'm very excited because I've been waiting for this to come out so I can read the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, I read it. Oh, it's so good. Oh,
I
God.
know. That's what everyone keeps on telling me. It better be. Well, it's Jason Aaron. I think
the next volume of Amy Chu's Red Sonja comes out next week, which I'm excited to jump into. What else? There's something else.
Batman White Knight hardcover.
Oh, yeah. Eisner nominated. That one.
Yeah.
And the Dream Daddy book comes out.
I was going to say, that's on my wish list.
I played the games. I don't know how it's going to work in comic book form. I don't care. I'm going to read it.
The thing is, like, the art is gorgeous in it, but it's one of those things. It's like a great start.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, I'm not too surprised, but see, there's a lot of, in Japan, a lot of anime and manga comes out that's based off of dating sims. This happens all the time. And they're never good. They're never good because it's not meant to be in that format, right? You're supposed to be like nameless main character dating different characters, right? It's not meant to be their own thing. So Dream Daddy doesn't seem like a big.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about White Knight.
Oh, I think the Dream Daddy. Sorry, I was talking about Dream Daddy the time. I see why we got confused here.
I also thought you were talking about Dream Daddy. So
I thought you were down for Dream Daddy.
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Dream Daddy's great.
We talked about Dream
Daddy. Dream Daddy. Okay, it's a dating game where you're a dad and you date other dads, and they made a comic book about it.
Oh my god!
Omnibros is putting it out. Yeah.
And honestly, it's a great game.
For a little bit, I was like, "How did she already read this? Did they contact her and not us?"
Okay. I am still confused at what point I'm still talking about White Knight and you guys moved on to another thing. This never happened. It feels like 5 seconds of my life was lost somewhere.
I think so.
Oh my god. No. Talking about White Knight. It's a great beginning with a ending. Not very, I didn't like it. But anyway.
Sad.
The art is gorgeous. If it's oversized, someone get it. Like, you should get it.
It's standard.
Oh,
that's what I've been hearing.
Then we're unrecommending it. I am unrecommending it. But here's the thing: if they ever make an absolute out of it, I'm gonna get it. Like that's how much I love the art. But story, like I'm gonna get the art and then just Sharpie out all the story. But anyway, yes. Okay, so Dream Daddy. Tell me more about this Dream Daddy scenario.
Oh, I mean, there's not much more to say. You're just you're a single dad. You move to town with your daughter, and there's a whole bunch of other dads in the neighborhood, all single. Well, mostly except for one. It's a weird situation, and you can choose one to date, and that's the whole shebang. There's just different dads you can date, and somehow it's going to be a comic book. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but.
It's great. So when you first said that, there's like a bunch of dads like moving to a single, I'm like, oh no, it's like a dad's dating other daughters. Like what's happening?
Oh no. It's just gay dads.
No.
I'm gonna someone get that and let me know what it is. How is it?
Okay.
I'm gonna get it.
And speaking of good formats, Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal Edition. It's a hardcover. Volume 5 is coming out. I have like 2 of those. They're real shiny and cute. And if you enjoy the series or haven't jumped in, that's a good starting point. Okay. They look nice on the shelf. Yeah.
And the other one is like Imperium Deluxe from Valiant. I'm kind of hot and cold about Valiant most of the time, but this one character, Toyo Harada, he won me over from the get-go. So, and this is all his story, and he's a villain. So he's the villain, and this is like 12 issue just dedicated to the villain. So I am super duper excited for this. So that's coming out. $60 is a bit much for that. I don't know. So I mean, that's kind of like my concern with that is like, see, and with the 30%, you get a 30% off for that. But I don't know. I mean, the amount, it's only 12 issues, so it feels a bit reaching. So, but if you have the means, I would recommend to get that. But anyway.
I'm going to check out Outer Darkness, Volume 1 from Image. John Layman, who is the writer for Chew. That's his new series. I don't know anything about it, but I will read anything he does. So I'm going to hoop all that.
He's also one of the nicest person ever.
He really is. I met him too.
So I want to support him. But I did not know he's doing another series. Okay.
Apparently, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go get that too. All right. So with that, so you guys have a lot more to get this week. So shall we get going? What do we want to start talking about? Do we want to talk about hauls first, or do we want to talk about just jump into the episode?
You want to talk about reads and then hauls? Because some stuff I hauled, I want to talk about the format.
Okay, perfect. So let's go with reads then. What are you and have you read, Kristan?
Okay, so I was trying to figure out what I've read since our last time we talked about it, and then I was like, I can't figure this out.
But it needs to go by.
Yeah, that's true, which I have up, so I'm gonna have to stare at that. But recently, I read an Image title on Hoopla, so I don't have it to show you, but it's called Little Girls. Ooh. The concept was interesting, but guess what? I hated it, and you know me. I don't hate a lot of books.
Oh, this is bad news.
Ooh, I hated it. I hated it so much. It had a great premise, and then I started reading it, and I was like, "Ooh, this art, nuh-uh." Everything about it, I really thought, because it's like two girls, and you're like, cool, and then it's in a different country, and you're like, cool, and there's a lot of diversity, and there's, it was a good concept, and then it was just, I hated it. I really hated it. So do not recommend little girls.
So no, but the thing is, like, okay, what about it you hated?
So I should look up the
spoil it
of it, but I don't want to spoil it because someone may, want to read it.
Who to buy? Let's like riot and then just say let's never buy it. What is it about?
Well, okay, so there's like a folklore of like a legendary brain-eating monster that has been passed down throughout time from this village, and people start dying. And they think they're being murdered by like hyenas or something. And these two girls are like, "Oh, I bet it's this legend, right?" This is a very, I'm thinking about it as someone who hated it. So, but anyway, so I was like interested. I was like, okay,
right.
Even I could even get past the terrible art, which I didn't like, and I feel bad saying that because someone worked on it, but like it was bad. And so these girls are like, they're hanging out, they're walking around, and they both like kind of need each other because they met in school and they're both like kind of bullied, and that was nice, and I was like, yay, I like this, right? And they're like, they walk around and they see this legendary like beast, and they're like, oh, he's the one like murdering people, we should murder him first, like we should get him. So these girls end up like kind of, I don't know, in the middle of the night, they sneak out. They're like girls. They're like in middle school or something. They sneak out and they're like, yeah, we're going to get this big beast that's literally murdering people. At that point, I was like, no, this is so stupid. This would never happen. All they have is a flashlight. Like, stop it. So they're like waiting for this thing to like come out. And at this point, I'm like, why am I still reading this? But then I want to know what happened, right? Because I'm like, I hate it so much. I got to know. And they pretty much they somehow get the hyenas to like attack the beast, and that kills the beast. And they're like, yeah, we killed that beast. And that was literally it.
Oh my God. Okay. No, I haven't read it. I am unrecommending this.
The whole time I was like, how is Image putting this out? Because typically, even if you don't like the series, you can kind of understand. You're like, okay, maybe that wasn't for me, but someone else is going to like it. Or, hey, that writer's usually good, that's why it went out. Hey, it has good art, whatever. No, it was all bad. Guys.
Bye. I'm not interested. Knowing. Anyway, keep talking. I'm going to find out.
Yeah, look it up. It does not have good Goodreads reviews either. So it's like, not just me. Some people liked it, I guess, but.
Right.
Anyway, and I also read Angel #0 and Buffy #4. If anybody's read those, I'm not going to spoil it, but it was crazy. Maddie, did you get to those?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not a huge fan of Angel's art, but
I agree.
I agree. But it's hard because it's compared to Dan Mora, who's perfect in every way. But the story's getting great, and it's really interesting, and they're doing a very good job. So
I mean, the end of Buffy #4. Again, I'm not going to say it, but were you also like, oh, what? Hold on.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah. It's good.
Like, yeah, so it's getting really good.
I will say to everyone, I did pick up. This is unrelated, but speaking of issues, really quickly, I picked up the Red Sonja and Vampirella meet Betty and Veronica issue #1 because I've been really excited. I ordered some variants for it. I'm not feeling it, so we'll see how that goes because granted, it's hard to write 4 different characters that are from different series together for 6 issues. You have to pile in a lot in there. I'm not a fan of the art. I love Amy Chu, but I felt like maybe I don't know, her talent was meant for something different than this book. I don't know. But anyways, my quick update about that. I'll still buy the variant covers. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm so... they're good covers. They're good covers.
Yeah.
So I also read the first issue of Rocko's Modern Afterlife, which is Rocko's Modern Life, but with like the apocalypse, the zombie apocalypse. Fantastic. So if you like Rocco, I'm reading it through Hoopla. I read Hap Haven, which again had a good concept. That was from Lionforge on Hoopla. Don't read it. Didn't like it. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go into it. Don't read it. It's not worth it. I got through the whole thing and I was like, how? One book I wish I got from the library is Kiss Number 8. I'm going to highly, 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 highly recommend that to Maddie especially. I think you're going to love it.
Okay.
But Fariha, if you can get past how stupid the cover is and how dumb the name is, you'll also enjoy it because I'm very aware they're both stupid. The art is wonderful. I think First Second put it out. I got it from the library. Again, the cover, it's so bad. And you look at it and you're like, this is so stupid. It's in the teen section. This is going to be so silly. It had me good. Like, in the ending, I loved it.
Whoa, no, it's not bad. Why are you saying it's bad?
I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get from the library.
You should. It seems so stereotypical teen, like the cover. I don't know. Yeah, it makes you think like, oh, it's about secrets and kisses. It's not. Like, I just think it's like the concept was so superficial as far as like the cover and the name, but it got so much deeper than I thought it was going to go. There's a lot of trans rights stuff in it. There's a great story with like this girl's family. I can't say much without spoiling it, but I loved it. So I would love to know what you guys think about that.
Okay.
So
I have a place to hold. We're good.
Awesome. And that's where I got mine. I was like, I need this on hold. I also read the Free Comic Book Day, Buffy and Firefly, and that was wonderful. So if anybody picked this up, you should read it because it was good. I also read The Sheet Story, which was also great. And our pick of, was it last month? Pilu of the Woods, I think?
Yeah, last month.
That came in. Speaking of good quality, this is a nice, like, spot glossy Oni Press book, and, the art's gorgeous. And I loved this. I love this so much. So if any of you picked it up for cheap from us.
I was gonna talk about it too.
Awesome. I loved it.
So I picked this up as well. But anyway.
I've also been reading a ton of, which I mentioned this to Maddie last episode, Mutts, which is the newspaper strip Mutts about a dog and a cat. And it's been going on for 25 years. I'm only just jumping in. I feel like I've really missed out. It is a total joy. Unfortunately, they only have these paperbacks in existence. I want like a big chunky thing of like the whole thing. So I picked up this for cheap at Second and Charles. I got this one. I'm literally reading every single thing of it I can. So if you go to mutts.com, you can read too for free.
Ooh, that's interesting.
And it's just, it's a joy. It's one of those like comic strips that just makes you feel good about everything.
Is it like, Calvin and Hobbes style?
It is in the sense that it gives you joy. So, yes. Speaking of joy, I like picking these up. These are kids' graphic novels about narwhal. Specifically, again, it's just a little joy. It's fun. I pick them up from the library, and they're really, really cute. And I like the art. I can't say much about it other than, cute things happen, and it's fun. And there's a jellyfish that's always, like, grumpy.
Nice.
That's good. And also good Gwenpool. Did I already talk about this? I don't know. I'm reading this.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I'm loving this.
Okay, so Gwenpool, as of right now, has been my #1 read of 2019. Like, nothing has beaten it. Like, I read it in January or February, sometime around that time, and nothing has beaten it yet. So it's that good.
It is that good. I mean, people, there's even a joke about it in probably the second or third issue, like, oh, we didn't expect to get another issue, so this is what we're doing. And, they haven't canceled us yet, even though the internet's angry. If you had any of those feelings, or you think it's just another, like, Deadpool character, you're just wrong, and you need to read this.
No, because the thing is, like, it's nothing about that. Because you haven't read 4 or 5 yet, have you?
No, but I'm getting there. Yeah,
so the thing is, like, once you get to 4 and 5, you realize that they would have never canceled it because it was actually getting towards that. This is a long-form storytelling by Marvel.
Did it actually end? Like, it's not canceled, it ended?
Oh, yeah, it ended.
Okay, so it didn't plan to go on.
No.
Okay, cool.
There's a whole thing about it because
I love that.
It's purposefully done that way because this is an indictment of comic book like an indictment of Marvel. It's like an indictment of Marvel universe of superhero comic, superhero genre. It was supposed to be this long. Like it was 25 issues done in there.
Nice.
Like it's
I didn't know that. That's great.
Unbelievably good. Like it's just so good.
So I'm definitely gonna finish that off. Probably on Marvel Unlimited. I've been picking this up at the library. Speaking of library, I just read The Breakaways. This was it was a fun middle grade book. I'd recommend Maddie to get it from her library. It was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. So I'm glad I read it. There's a lot of diverse characters, which, I love that I'm seeing a lot of that in like younger graphic novels. So like kids are reading this and like seeing other people, and I love that, Like it was great. So, and I love the art. So that was fun.
You should definitely read Moon Girl, because that character looks like Moon Girl.
I mean, I read the first volume forever ago, and I need to pick up the rest, so I need to do that. I picked this up from the cover, guys, because I had to.
Cute.
Look at this terribly grumpy cat. Also a kid's book, and it was so silly.
That's like looking in the mirror.
And he's notoriously grumpy, and it's fun. And
yeah, exactly.
And this other cat's like stupid, and he gets mad at them all the time. Classic.
Classic. Like, that's like the story of my life.
So the one that recently, this is my last one, but I read this, and actually it's not. I have some more. This hurt me. Sometimes you read a thing and you're like, this hurts. So Zenobia is about a little girl who's a Syrian refugee.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's, yeah. It hurt. The art was really great. It's told with very few words, and it's very realistic. What gets me is this is definitely in the kids section of the library, and I don't know. It was a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I don't know if I was a kid reading this, like it hurt me, and I'm not a kid. Like I don't know. But I would recommend it if you want a realistic portrayal of the terrible things that happen. And I also read a ton of Deadpool World's Greatest. I'll just pull out one. But I'm in volume 5 now, and there's just a little bit after that. It goes into Despicable Deadpool after this. And I was telling Fariha, like, it is a great follow-up to the Posehn Dugan run. And this is Gary Dugan. And I'm loving it. It's very fun.
I never thought to pick you up for someone who will read Deadpool. The fact that you're reading it with so much passion.
It's fun.
It gives me hope.
Well, I mean, we agree though. The best. I mean, I haven't read tons of Deadpool, but that run was like the best. And this is just a great follow up because some of the same characters come back, and it's been really great.
He's now the longest running writer for Deadpool. Like he.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think he wrote he wrote the best, longest run, and super nice guy as well. Met him at Comic-Con last year. So
the last thing I'm going to talk about, because it was so good, is Adventure Time, Marceline and the Scream Queens. This is the mathematical editions. They're so
nice looking.
They're so good. I mean, I love the spines. They match with I don't know if can you guys see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
These are oversized, and this was just a mini series. You can pick this up at any time. It's not with the regular, show comic line. And it's about Princess Bubblegum becomes the manager of Marceline's band, and antics happen. And there's some great bonus stories of Marceline and music at the end, and from a lot of different creators that probably all of you have heard of, which is what's so great about Adventure Time comics. Like everyone wants to write them apparently, because tons of people have. So this was really fun.
And I always see these on sale at Half Price Books.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I got this at half price.
My niece.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Because gay.
Right. So that's what I read.
Did you haven't gotten it yet, right? You ordered the Red Sonja one?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
My dad got it.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you
show it
off? Can you show it one day?
He took it away, but I can bring it over. I know.
Yeah, like I would like to see that, like, just to see how it looks.
It's really nice looking.
Yeah, I thought that, I'm gonna like see it in the local, like MILSC, and it wasn't LCS, local comic book store, and it wasn't there. So
Sad. I mean, they're limited to 500.
apparently,
when she said 500, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, you got to get it, Maddie.
I might piggyback off of one of Omar's IST orders this week. I think we'll see.
All right, Maddie, what have you read?
Okay, a lot. So I'll be quick. Number one, I read My Solo Exchange Diary. That's a follow-up to My Lesbian Experience of Loneliness by Nagata Kabi. I still really like it. I think it's a really nice, honest view of Japanese life. I think that's really cool. Beautiful Darkness. I loved it. I know Jess hates this. This is like a cursed book for Jess. I don't care. It's really creepy and beautiful. The art's beautiful. I think if I find this for sale someplace, I'm going to pick it up. Because this is a library.
I have it. Once I read it, if I don't like it, I'll give it to you.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Well, there you go.
I read Be Prepared.
Yes.
Which I really like. That's some of these are books that I brought up last week that I hadn't read yet. This is about a girl's camp experience, a Russian camp experience. It's true to life, it's her own life. It's what happened to her, and I loved it. The art's really fun. It's very cutesy, but it's relatable. If anyone, I only went to camp for 2 days. But I've been in these situations. I've been that girl, who didn't know how to fit in, that wasn't sure exactly what to do, and I loved it. Oh my God, Woman World. Oh man, I want everyone to read Woman World. It's so funny. It's so good. Please, 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 please. It's by Aminder Dalawal. Basically, there's no more men in the world, and it's just kind of the hijinks they get into. It's just women dealing with stuff and having funny interactions with each other. The best part for me is there's this little,
Is it a sequel to Why the Last Man?
No.
Sounds like it.
There's this little girl who finds a DVD of Paul Blart Mall Cop, and she doesn't know what a DVD is. She just sees the cover, and she's like, "Grandma, is this what men are?" She's like, "Yeah, yep, that's it. That's what men are." And so she develops this whole complex about how much she loves Paul Blart Mall Cop and tries to like dress up as him. It's really good. And there's a good part where they want to make a flag for their society. Like, well, we have to make it something like inspirational. And they decide on Beyonce's thighs. That's their flag. Peter Ernesto, Tale of Two Sloths. This was adorable. It's adorable. I love it. It's great.
You gotta get a sequel now.
Kids, but I don't care. It's great.
Pick up the sequel. Nothing's only for kids. It's all ages.
Mara Tidebreaker, very YA for sure. Like it feels very young adult. Retelling the story of like Mara, and how she met Arthur and all of that. But I still think there's enough of a unique spin on it that makes it fun. I don't normally read this much, you guys. All Summer Long by Hope Larson, another like teenage summer story. It's nice. It's about a girl who's kind of figuring out what she wants to do when her best friend goes away, like a soccer camp sort of deal, and what that means, and them dealing with hormones and puberty and all that. Okay, and then I read. This is what I mean for my other channel. So I'm doing some like individual videos. We have like a sponsor that sends some stuff. I read Black Cloud. It's an image book. And I've been looking at this cover for a long time. It's weird. I like it, but also I don't know.
Who's it about?
So basically, this woman in the future, our future, the world is kind of made up by dreams and ideas and creativity, like thoughts. That's what produces like how the world looks and what happens in the world. And the people who have that ability are the higher ups, they're the upper class, and they run the world and everything else. But our main character, she's left that world and lives in our present. Somehow she can kind of travel through time or something. And she's done something in the future that has kind of messed things up for her, and her past has come back to get her. Because she has one of these, like, she has the ability to kind of dream up things and tell stories and make things happen. it's neat. I mean, the art's really cool. I want it to be something. I want it to be different. I want the flow to be different, and I can't exactly vocalize it. I don't know how to describe how. But if you see this, or you can read it online, or check out a library, I'd love to see what you guys think. It's by Jason Latour.
Oh, the Spider-Gwen.
Yeah,
I like Jason.
I just don't know what it is about it. I don't know. I need somebody else's opinion.
Okay.
I read my first Garth Ennis book, A Walk Through Hell.
Okay.
This was weird too. Huh?
Did you feel like you were walking through hell?
A little bit.
That's what Garth Ennis's books are.
Well, like, I just felt like I couldn't. This obviously, whatever this mystery is, will be completed eventually, and I think it'll be really good. But on its own, I was like, I feel like it's too early for me to say anything. It's like if you watch an M. Night Shyamalan movie and only watch 15 minutes.
Oh, wait, hang on. Who's the publisher?
Aftershock.
Oh, okay. Which means someday this will be finished.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blood Feud. I loved this. I loved this so much. It was great. It's so good. It's by Cullen Bunn, who wrote Harrow County and Six Gun. I haven't read those.
Uh-huh.
It's a Southern horror book where these two families are feuding. And I say horror, but it's more like traditional with vampires and stuff. But not like pretty vampires. I loved this. Kristan, I think I'd like to see you read it because it's the most Southern thing.
I just wrote it down.
Form.
Who puts that out?
Their accents.
Who's the publisher on that?
That is Oni Press.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then finally, at least that's all I can remember that I've read. I've read a lot. I've read a lot of Vampirella this week too, but we're saving that for next week's video. We'll talk about the end of the show, what we're talking about next week. But I read New Challengers. It's a DC Dark Knights Metal. It's part of the new stuff. I really liked it. It's like I don't think you need any DC knowledge to read this.
Who is it by?
Huh?
Who is it by?
It's by Andy Kubert.
No idea who that is.
I don't. So I guess it's related to the old Challenges of the Unknown.
Oh boy.
But honestly, like this felt like a really cool sci-fi thriller. It's all self-contained. It's just a one shot. It was pretty neat. I'd like to see more people read this.
And that's just one trade, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh, I'm gonna put that up.
Honestly, I thought it was really neat. It's a lot. It took me a while to read it. I had to keep doubling back, but it felt like I was like reading an HBO show or movie or something. I like it.
Hang on, because speaking of word counts, can I see how many words in there?
How many words?
Show her all the words.
Show
I can show you a page.
Just open a page. I want to see something because I have things to talk about. Let's see. Say something.
It's not too bad. I mean, it's a little bit wordy. Okay. Yeah, it's more just like everything that's going on. It's a lot. And I don't even want to get into what I bought because there's just a lot of stuff here. Okay. I don't have anything, and now I'm just like, all my room is just comics. Just layered about.
All right. So I'm going to talk about the shit that I read.
Okay.
First of all, I also read Pillow of the Woods. It was so cute.
Oh, did you love it? I loved it. It gave me feelings.
Yeah, it gave me a lot of feelings, and it's written for children. You know what I mean? It's a little bit a kid's book, and the art is super cute and stuff. But I felt so good. Like, it has a very important message. Like, yeah, I feel like, it tells you that, you should be okay with your feelings, and that's the kind of message that it's going for. And it's Mike Nguyen. How do you say the last name? Sorry.
I don't even know what it is. Yeah.
When?
This is her first ever book. She lettered, drawn, everything was her. Colored, inked, everything.
It's gorgeous.
It
is
crazy.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks amazing. And the thing is, like, you also see like her little feelings that has like, her feelings have like, it kind of shows her like, her, like, this is like a manifestation of her feelings is there, and it's just super cute. I really liked it. I think it's good for your soul. read it.
I think this will be someone to watch out for in the future. You know, I feel like this person could be like the next Katie O'Neill.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, like, I thought of Katie O'Neill, like, not, you know, their art's not entirely the same, but I mean, it's so, like, it's very cute, like her art. The colors are very beautiful, and I don't know.
Yeah.
If you like Katie O'Neill, you'll probably love this.
Yeah, so I like that. Then I'm kind of continuing on with my read through of Mignolaverse. So I read all of BPRD. I read BPRD 1946 to 1948 along with Vampire. Really loved that one because before, when I was reading Hellboy, I wasn't quite sure why everyone was so up and up about Professor Brutenholm. Now I know he was a kick-ass back in his day, and this is kind of like just after World War II, the start of BPRD. So if you are into Mignolaverse, you know, that's kind of where the story is. Really good stuff. I started BPRD Hell on Earth as well. Then I read Quantum and Woody. Anyone of you familiar with those characters?
I know it's Valiant. That's all I know.
Yeah, it's a Valiant character. So this is like the classic omnibus written by Christopher Priest. I love Christopher Priest by reading his Black Panther run, which was hilarious. This was also very funny. And you know, the thing is like what he did is like the white character is actually a comic relief, and he grew up poor, while the black character grew up super rich, and he's the stoic character. So there's like a lot of commentary about race and stuff like that, and it was really good. But then it's just gonna go. I was like, oh, come on now, you know. So it's one of those things like. I think Christopher Priest is kind of person who can do only one title at a time. And once he started doing Black Panther, which he started right after as this was kind of going, and he just kind of gave up on this. It just felt like that. There was a lot of meta commentary going on because he also talks about Dark Kitty, that, you know, a comic book that he's writing, like, you know, one of the characters is writing. So there's like a lot of that going on. And, you know, it has its moment. I also read War of the King, the prelude to War of the King.
Okay.
War of the King. I didn't quite enjoy the first half because I wasn't quite sure that how is it all connecting. So I'm going to reserve my judgment until I do read that. But the Guardians and Nova was A+. Really liked it. I really liked it. And the thing is, like, the Guardians in this book, I actually want to see this Guardian coming to life. And I was also very upset how bad Mantis is in MCU.
You just have to. She's just a different character.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not the same Mantis. It's not. No. That's how you have to look at it. It's just they just share the name. There's no way these two are the same character. No. Like it's not. It's not.
Luckily, I'm so glad because like I love Mantis in the movie, and it brought me to comic book Mantis. So now I just love both of them and accept that they're just different.
Oh yeah, I had to I had to accept that as well. I'm like, I guess that's what it is. That's why I'm glad that. Like, you know. But anyway. Guys, everyone should read this. It's a must read for everyone. Old Guard by Greg Rucka. This was fucking fantastic. Like this, there's nothing ever been like this. Like this is about 5 immortals as they're going through, and they're immortals and they don't know why and they don't know how. But the thing is some of they may die as well. They don't know anything about that. So they're just normal people, like immortal. They're just going around and fucking shit up. That's pretty much it. One twist to it, which I absolutely love, and you know how much I don't care for moping character. I can't stand them.
Yeah.
The immortal character at one point, she's like, do you honestly think I don't like this? Like, she actually had this whole monologue about how much she enjoys being an immortal. I'm like, yes, finally. Finally, there is none of this moping about, oh no, but I want to. No, none of that. She's like, fuck this nonsense. What are you talking about? I love this. This is amazing. Supposedly, Volume 2 is coming out in February 2020. I really hope it does. So yeah, I do recommend everyone to read that. I also read Stumptown by Greg Rucka. There's a TV show coming out. Kristan broke the news, and by Colby Smolder. And it's a very it's a police procedural with a small town. She's not a small town. She's actually in Portland, but just a straight up police procedural. And she's kind of down on luck. super like just doesn't care, that kind of personality. I really enjoyed them, and each of them you can read them in like half an hour each. Like each book you can read them in half an hour. So I recommend that. Then I read Fool Killer by Max Bemis. So this is like a Marvel character that no one ever heard about, and he just did a 5-issue miniseries that I read on Marvel Unlimited. It's weird.
Fool Killer is in.
Why nobody's heard of it?
Huh?
He's in the Deadpool series. I'm reading. Fool Killer is.
Oh, really? He is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting because Deadpool
I never
shows
knew it before.
Okay, so Deadpool shows up in his series, and he tries to give him a facelift. Like, he tries to rebrand him. He's like, "Oh, you're too much of a Punisher and Moon Knight going together. We need to separate you out." So, okay, I'm glad that he's in that series then, because I'm like, this character has so much potential. I want to know more about it, but that was a little bit. But then again, I read it in Marvel Unlimited. So if I would recommend either of everyone to, if you have Marvel Unlimited, to kind of check it out. Then I also read Swamp Thing by Charles Soule. So good, guys. That was so good. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Like, I never thought that I would like anyone else's Swamp Thing after Alan Moore, because that is like just the shit. But I really like this one. Then I read Cyclops Starstruck by Greg Rucka. It was really good. Then John Layman took over, and it wasn't good. And I stopped.
Oh, sad.
But I don't think it's his fault. I think it's just the story that they needed to write, because these are also time-displaced X-Men. I think you probably know a little bit more about that. Like, the 05 that was brought back out of time to inspire Cyclops. So it's that Cyclops. And he's a piece of shit. I don't like Cyclops to begin with.
I don't either.
He just mopes too much.
She's like, yeah, team. I'm the boss, team. I'm like, whatever.
So imagine teen version of that.
Ooh.
Like, oh.
No thanks.
No thanks. Then I also read Hercules by Dan Abnett. That was really fun. I also read it on Marvel Unlimited. Super fun. Hercules is trying to kind of update himself. Like, at one point, he's fighting this old god. He's like, oh, for God's sake. Then he kind of gets a rocket launcher out and then blasts them. I'm like, yes, this is amazing. Then I read Clean Room. I'm never going to read another Gabe Infinity book again.
I was waiting for this one.
I mean, I'm sorry, guys. Here's the thing. I'm gonna have some tough talk. So, time for tough talk. Gail, if you ever see this, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have some tough talk. Here's my thing about this. If you are going on Twitter and you're going to be talking about feminism and you're going to be talking about social justice and stuff, don't write a shit called Clean Room. Don't write whatever you did on the shit on Clean Room. It was like, I mean, my God, I couldn't deal with it. Like, honestly, if it was written by Garth Ennis, I'm like, oh, okay, But no, it wasn't. It was written by her. And I feel like there needed to be more responsibility for this. Like, I cannot stand, it doesn't work that you're going to have a gay character who's going to hit on another woman and trying to constantly assault her, threat her, just be cute. No, it doesn't work that way. You can't do that. And the story was all weird. It was like, oh my God, look at me, I'm this tough chick. And the first time she got shot, I need to hide in the mountain. I gave up after issue 8. I gave up after issue 8, and other people also told me that apparently I made the right decision. So there you go. There's so bad. So bad. I couldn't deal with it. But then I read Iceman, and that was really good. By Sina Grace. It's really a good idea of one time, Kristan, you mentioned about people coming out later in their life. That's something that can happen. And the thing is, we don't see a lot of that in comic book. So it was really fun to see a gay man coming out later in life and trying to figure out what it means for him. And, it felt so realistic and so good. I really enjoyed that. And then I also read Doctor Strange by Donny Cates. That was a direct sequel to Jason Aaron, so I don't think I can recommend it if you haven't read Jason Aaron's run. So, but if you have read Jason Aaron run, this was a very good continuation of that. And so yeah, I do recommend that. And then I read a bunch of other, like, Marvel 2-in-1, that was like Fantastic Four thing, and Johnny Storm trying to find the other two. That was kind of like, it had a great premise, but kind of went nowhere because Marvel decided to bring them back unceremoniously, and that was kind of like, then it was like, oh, what was the point of this then? But it was actually really good. Like Chip Zdarsky, he was really kind of taking it somewhere, but he just, and I was very annoyed by that though, because I felt like this had a huge potential. But anyway, all right, yeah. So that's all the shit I read. I think I read some more stuff, but I don't want to talk about it.
That's pretty much what I did. I was like, whatever, we're good.
Yeah, whatever, we're good. Oh, Howard the Duck. That's another thing I read, because you're reading Gwenpool now, right? So
yeah.
You know how that she shows up in the first 3 episodes. Yeah. So that was kind of like, it started in Howard the Duck. So that Howard the Duck, I kind of read it. I expected a little bit more, like in terms of humor, given that Chip is really funny.
Yeah, I read that first volume a while back, and I didn't continue it. I didn't hate it, but I think I felt that way too. I was kind of like, okay, like.
Sure. But anyway, yeah. So okay, I'm done.
Awesome.
So what are we talking about now?
Halls, I guess, right?
Do you want to just do like the production thing and the halls at the same time?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So the idea behind it, we wanted to kind of compare different publisher and their books, and then see how they're, they kind of favor with each other, compare with each other. So let's get us going, Kristan. Which publisher you're going to show up first?
You know what? Let's do IDW.
Okay.
This was a birthday present for me. It is the 5th volume of the Donald Duck newspaper strips. I think these books are gorgeous. They are hardcover. There is a ribbon. You guys know I love a good ribbon.
Always.
They open very nicely, and the production quality, I mean, they do, I think it's called the Library of American Comics. They do tons of those old comic strips, and they look really, really nice, and they are really nice hardcovers. Look good on your shelf.
Nice.
So those look great. I don't know if I have any more IDW, but
I have a lot of old IDW.
So that's something that I was kind of I figured out as I was kind of gathering up all the books for this, because I don't have enough IDW stuff.
I have other stuff, but
right now, right? IDW is.
Say that again.
Isn't IDW like the company for sale?
Buying them, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like all my old IDW stuff, but most of it, what I have is like Angel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and those are really nice.
Nice, like their hardcovers are great, even if they're smaller.
These are really nice, and they're shiny. Yeah, they're standard size, but they're really, and they also have don't they have ribbons?
They have ribbons.
Yeah, they have ribbons.
I'm pretty surprised by, because like they're smaller, like they're trade paper side, but they're hardcover.
Yeah,
and I mean, really nice hardcover, really nice ribbons, and even though they're older, because I'm buying obviously used copies because they've been out a long time. Hold up very, very well. So nice.
I have a good amount, and I mean, their hardcovers, what they do with, are really nice. Even the standard ones.
Yeah.
They look good.
All right. Next up.
We could talk about Dark Horse Library editions, which to me are the best of the best of the best. Forever,
I absolutely agree.
And always.
Okay. So let's talk about that, because I have something.
Let me grab one. My current favorite, I think. Specifically this Black Hammer one, the pages are so thick, and very nice, and it feels nice.
And they're all standard. I just really appreciate, like, when you buy more library editions, they're going to fit so perfectly on your shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why I can't wait to buy more and just have a shelf of just Dark Horse Library editions. Like, I'm still missing the Avatar books, Korra. I'm getting, I think, another one of these, but they're all
they're perfect. The price quality, like the price point, you cannot beat the price point.
In the world. They should be way more expensive for how good quality they are.
Yeah, I would pay more. And the ribbon. Come on, guys. Why can't every publisher put a ribbon in these things?
I know.
So I have a question. Is Dark Horse going with the with just Dust Jacket now? Is that a new thing that they're doing?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up so much as far as their newer stuff.
The last new I got Harrow County, the first one, and there's
that's what I was saying. That because the Harrow County, you have that.
It feels nice, right?
That rub your face on it.
Yeah.
And this is like the first one that has a like I got from them that has a dust jacket.
And is that the first volume of that, or
this is the second? This is
okay. What was the first one without a dust jacket?
The first one had one.
No. First one also had one.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, like, one of the cool thing is like for Harrow County, someone showed it on their Instagram that once you buy all 4, this is gonna create a tree.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's kind of cute. But
so something I'm curious about because I just ordered it, but this is the first Dragon Age Library Edition. But the third one just came out, and I ordered it, and I checked. It didn't say Library Edition in the title, but the dimensions match. So I'm waiting to see how that's going to look.
Weird.
With these. So I'm not sure. So because I wanted to see if Dark Horse would continue with the ones that it's putting out, if they'll continue to look the same, or if they'll be changing them as they come out.
Right.
My question is like, okay, so that's a Dark Horse book.
Yeah,
I don't have any without dust jackets. All of mine have them.
But okay, so this one doesn't. So that's what I'm saying, and none of the Avatar one does.
Yeah.
So none of the Avatar one and this doesn't. So that's what I'm saying is this dust jacket is a new thing for them, and if it is a new thing, stop this nonsense.
I mean, I think it's an old thing because all the old Buffy books have them.
Oh,
yeah, maybe it's just certain series because the Dragon Age doesn't. I know that Avatar doesn't, but the Guild Library Edition book does have a dust jacket.
Which I have.
It is the same exact size, but the newer one seems to have dust jacket. The older one does not. So, and the thing is, speaking of Dark Horse, before we move on, and also like they do these sizes, which seems to be only for Hellboy. Like, I haven't seen this done in anything else. And it's also the Baltimore, like Mike McDonald's book actually is just coming out in this way. The Hellboys are dust jacketless library edition, and all their BPRD are these. Like, are these like, and it's really nice. Like, I really like this though, because it's like a weighty, and then the paper stock is like thick. Like, look at this. Look at the size of one page. Like, so often, oh no, sorry, that was 2 pages. But anyway, look at the size of that. But so often when I'm like, flipping the page, I'm like, well, did I get 1 or did I grab 2? Because it's thick pages.
Yeah, so, that's how the Black Hammer one feels.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the thing is, speaking of Dark Horse, this is like one of my whale I recently got. I'm very happy. But it's a box set or like, like this version, what is it? Slipcase version of True Lives of Fabulous Killjoy. So this is written by Gerard Way and Becky Cloonan. I only got it because I needed something in my life which has Becky Cloonan's art in oversized format, and this is it. So I paid cover for it, had it shipped all the way from California, and it's amazing. So the thing is, like, if I compare it to the library editions, it's the same size as a library edition, so the size is the same. The paper stock is also the same, but it comes with this super nice.
Oh, nice.
And one of the things is like the slip case itself. I don't know if you can see it.
I can kind of see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, it has like a message. I don't know what it says. Make some noise, you guys. Can you see?
Cool. Yeah, kind of.
So it's kind of like pretty neat looking. My thing is though, if you're creating, it's just the more you add, the more failure points you're adding to your book. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because now there's like 4 corners that get ruined over here, 4 corners that can get ruined here. It's just too much, you guys. It's just too much. But paper stock of this is also pretty neat. Ooh. But anyway, yeah. So I just got to show off my whale.
You know, Nash Villains in the chat makes a good point. All Remender books don't have dust jackets.
Mm.
Yeah. But the thing is like and this is like I was also trying to show off for like a paperback by Dark Horse.
Those are nice paperbacks too. They're thick.
Yeah, so this is like the Black Hammer one. But the thing is like the paper stock, it seemed to be a little bit better quality than Marvel and DC.
I agree.
You know, so I was like, yeah. All right. Next.
Yeah, Maddie, you go.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can talk about a lot of different things. It just depends. It's what's hard about a lot of these publishing as far as like quality. I mean, one of the best things that come out of DC in these past few years has been the Rebirth Deluxe editions. And that's one I really worry about because I really hope, you've got yours there, that they'll keep this going. Because, I mean, they're perfect size for reading.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it contains about, 3 trades usually. And they're just so nice. It's just such nice quality. They look so good on your shelf. I mean, they did. They're just great. Is that what the newest deluxe editions look like?
Yes.
Why did they do that?
So it's motherfuckers. The thing is, so the thing I kind of brought up too. So this is like the Batman one. This was one of the earlier one that came out with this, and this is the latest one. I have been looking. So I don't care whether it's pin or black or whatever. I needed this because it's written by Christopher Priest. Christopher Priest has been dying to write Justice League forever because he keeps on comparing T'Challa to Batman, like his entire run. I'm like, give this man to write Batman. So finally this happened. So I'm really excited to see that. However, this is what I wanted to, that's why I kind of brought this newer version and the older version. The page quality is kind of flimsy. It's flimsier page quality. Compared to the older version of Deluxe, like this is a little bit thicker than these ones.
Sorry, I'd look away. I gotta. My furniture's arriving tomorrow, and they just texted me when they'd be here. So.
Okay. So no, I'm just saying that the older, newer deluxe edition by DC has a flimsier paper than the older ones.
Yeah, I'm getting worried about that because they started changing the trades as well. Because I picked up Titans. It's one of my hauls. Titans number 5. Now, they haven't changed the cover yet, but the paper is cheaper. It feels cheaper. It's not that gloss. But then I just picked up Wonder Woman, which is in the new style, but the paper is glossy. So, like, what? There's no consistency right now. Not that it matters. It's the little things.
The other thing that I wanted to mention, though, that price point-wise, though, because this one, like the first Batman Deluxe Edition, had 16 issues in them. This had 16 issues, and this was $34.99. This one have 10 issues, and it's also $34.99.
What's going on, DC?
And it's also cheaper. Like it's also like cheaper paper quality. So it's kind of not good.
Some BS.
And so talking about their trade paperback. So this is like the newest trade by DC.
I forgot to order Catwoman.
Yeah, so this is like kind of like a semi-glossy situation going on. It's not properly glossy. It kind of like Kristan, the same as the Harrow County. Like you want to do this.
Nice.
Not as good, but but right there, it kind of is that. But this is like one of the older, like something that came out last 2010-ish. This actually had the same thick paper that Dark Horse uses. I've been doing a lot of touching my paper today, guys. That's how I know. So this was like a little bit better quality. Price point wise, this was $17.99 back in 2010, and this is $16.99 in 2019. So, I mean, if you want to think about inflation and all of that, it was a little bit expensive, but paper was a little bit better. And this had about, I think, 8 issues. This has 6. So if you want to compare it from that point of view, I don't know. While we're on topic of DC, I also want to mention this because DC does this for their omnibuses. I've actually come to a realization. It's like, I need books. I don't need murder weapons. But DC produces murder weapons.
Yeah. Gosh, Secret Crisis.
No, this is an omnibus. It's nice. It has a nice lightness to it. It has a self-contained story and everything. So good, right? It even did like this little cute things, like putting them on the corner there and whatnot, right? Super nice. Okay. I was happy about it. I could read it while lying down, Now, I'm going to set this aside. This is a murder weapon. So, I mean, my God, I can't.
I don't even want to grab my Infinite Crisis Omnibus behind me because it's just too much.
You would fall over.
Oh, speaking of, I forgot. Look at this. Look at this.
It's so bad.
It's so ridiculous.
Guys.
Okay, I got a question about that though. Is there like tons of gutter loss because there's so much?
I was just gonna say that.
Okay, because I can't.
Like, look at this. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea.
That's nonsense.
I have zero idea what's going on. Like, it's like, come on, man. Just make it 2. I don't know. Make it 2.
Yeah, because, I mean, your shelf's not going to suffer. Just make it easier to deal with. That's why, like, the Rebirth Deluxes. I don't need an omnibus. I like those Deluxes. Mm-hmm. They're much easier to read and carry around. It just, with the exception of Super Sons, which is a great size omnibus, I don't regret that. But come on.
So I was really excited, wanted to read He-Man, the omnibus. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna give you money for this. And those are like $150. Like those are
that hurts. That price.
Yeah. And I'm like, no. And the thing is, I looked at the paper quality. The paper quality are a little better, but I'm like, hey, take a page out of call Marvel and show.
Yeah, I feel like Marvel's omnibuses are decent
and put that on. Oh my God.
Yeah, because even the big Marvel ones aren't like. I don't think they've gotten to the point of the huge DC ones.
No, because they use a different paper. And here's the thing. I also looked up the number of issues. The number of issues are pretty much equal. Even in their biggest, like, if you compare the same size omnibuses, I'm telling you, this is what happens when you're an engineer. You gotta have to do all of these things. I looked at the issue counts and everything. Just because they use a better quality paper, it becomes that murder weapon instead of an omnibus. So Marvel, for example, this is the latest omnibus by them that I bought. So look at this. This is an omnibus. And the paper is kind of cheap. But
I have to say, Marvel binding is like spot on. Like, I've never had gutter loss issues with a Marvel book.
No, there has never been a gutter loss issue. You know what the problem becomes? This falls apart.
But at least you can fix that.
Yeah, there's ways to fix that, so you can go ahead and do that, but there is not. So the thing is, I also pulled up another older omnibuses by Marvel because I just wanted to show this off. Look at this.
Casual whale.
Yeah, casual whale umbrella. So this is kind of one of the older omnibuses by them. I have the paper quality was slightly better, but the thing is, like, even their older omnibuses, the paper quality for them is not as good as DC's those big fat omnibuses paper quality is. So, I mean, do that what you do with that. But so the thing is, like, I kind of pulled this out, kind of tried to see what's going on. Marvel thankfully got away from doing those premiere hardcover edition because I don't know what that was, and for some reason it seems like DC's trying that out. Please, both Marvel and DC, cut that shit out. Like, seriously, cut it out. It's either paperback or oversized. Nothing that middle chunk. Let's not do that because that's just dumb. Let's not do that at all. And then I also have like a Marvel, the deluxe, the deluxe version, as you call it, the oversized hardcover version.
Those are perfect. I love those.
No, these are absolute perfect. These are absolute perfect. The paper is kind of pretty good, but in terms of the size and everything, it is just perfect.
Even like these are two things I hauled, so I'll show them. But the end of the Deadpool World's Greatest, and then it goes on to Despicable Deadpool. Thank you to Freddie, who I think is still in the chat. He told me that last time, and I was like, cool, now I know what's going on. I don't know why they changed the name, because, the big 2 stuff, right?
Okay.
But I like how this one's a little chunky. It's a little thicker. And these are just the perfect size, guys. Like,
So the thing is, like, what Marvel does, though, they kind of show different era by how the spine is.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, I'm so worried that the volume 5 of Miss Marvel is going to be like that.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna do that. They're gonna.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know. They still look nice, don't they?
No, of course.
Still
I'm gonna
nice.
still get it.
And I hope they keep this white spine. Like, it makes me think of DC and them changing their white spine, right? Like, let's not do that.
I think someone in DC went to a comic book store. They're like, "Oh shit, we need to do something different, you guys," and that's what happened. But yeah, so I'm really happy about this one. Marvel also does these omnibuses. I don't know why they call it omnibuses. They're not, but we have them. Like, there's the Guardians. There's like multiple other ones.
I don't know. I kind of like the skinny Omnis, like the Young Avengers. I like it because I'm like, I can read this real fast.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Because that's what I thought too. I picked this out. I was like, I can read this real fast. That's one of the. Speaking of wanting to read real fast, those murder weapons, I don't want to pick them up because I'm like, that's gonna take a long time, you guys.
I get it.
Like, I'm like, oh no, let's not do that. So yeah. Anyway, what else are we gonna talk about? What other type there is?
I want to mention the Fantagraphics.
Ooh.
Because I think out of every single publisher, they make the most beautiful books. And I think they go out of print fast. Actually, Reed was telling me this earlier. He was listening to some podcast or something. Because they actually put quality into their work. And the print runs like lower because it's better quality, I guess. And that's what happens. But I've been collecting the old Carl Barks, Donald Duck books. And they put out these gorgeous hardcover box sets.
Look at that!
They're so nice. And the quality of these books is just incredible. I can't describe what the pages feel like. It's I mean, they're definitely matte and they're very, very nice. Their production is just amazing, and they hold open very well for a thinner book. It's just you can't beat them, and they have spot glass. I don't know if you can tell, but then they put out these box sets, which makes everything cheaper. And it's like, yeah, I'll take 2, and have a nice box set, and it'll be cheaper. I don't know. They're all great. I got some Uncle Scrooge. If anybody's interested in these books, this one's going out of print, so go get it. And then there's like the what? Sorry, guys.
I always used to see them behind you. What's the history behind this? Like, when were they published?
Well, I don't know when they were. Like these sets.
No, I'm talking about
the original comics. Oh, it's like old stuff. I don't know. Hold on, maybe it'll tell me. It's like real old. This one's copyright 81, but I mean, it started before that.
Okay, so it's like kind of like an old.
They're all old, yeah. They're old stuff. But it's great stories. They're really great, and the art's beautiful. And then the Usagi, Yojimbo, Fantagraphics, and this is a paperback box set, but they're gorgeous too.
I know, I have that too.
Oh, they're so gorgeous, and the books themselves. Like, even for a paperback, I will take this, and they're glossy, and it's nice. I usually feel like I just end up looking at my Fantagraphics books and being like, you guys are the ones putting out the content. Like, that's why your books go out of print and I get upset. So, yeah.
So before we move on to other publishers, I do want to point out that one of the things that DC does do well, they're absolutes.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep.
The thing is, I was actually looking at. So I'm not a big fan of absolutes. Once again, because it's giant. It's more of a collector's. I know that. I understand that. This is more for me, for the collectors. But I was kind of looking at DC, like the absolute. Like, this is the latest one of them I have done this year, and the older version, which is the Sandman one that I have. So the thing is that one of the things that I've noticed, the Sandman, they actually done this cool thing that make it look like a little bit more I mean,
like an old leather book.
Like old leather book, which is kind of goes with the theme of the book, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But the Transmetropolitan, which is kind of like more of a modern punk sci-fi, it doesn't have those leather book kind of thing. It's more of a straight up, just a straight thing. So yeah, I mean that's something that I was looking at, and then in terms of the quality of the paper, though, that hasn't changed much. So that's interesting. Like I was like, oh, and most of them has remained $75, right? No, sorry, the price increased to one. So the price increased from $99 to $125, but nothing.
They are nice quality.
Yeah, so they are kind of nice quality, and the thing is, like, if you are really into art of certain series, you may want to get those. So that's something that like I don't think like anyone else does these absolute. Like, sorry, Marvel doesn't do this absolute. Like it's more like in terms of the mainstream, DC is pretty much the only one that's doing it, and Dark Horse.
True.
Yeah.
Before I forget, someone in the chat mentioned they're sad that Fantagraphics dropped a Wandering Sun. I am too. I actually forgot to mention that. They produce these beautiful, oversized manga hardcovers. I just love the story, and I'll never see the end, and I'm very sad.
Why not?
I don't know. They canceled it, I guess, because of sales.
Oh, okay. The other thing that Maddie, Kristan, you like this.
Oh yeah. Yep. Look
Now, look at this.
See, that's how I feel about this really nice Dynamite omnibus we got in, because it's just.
It does open well,
and it feels. I mean, it's such a nice thickness.
Mm-hmm.
Those pages are thick too. That is a good quality. Yeah.
Yeah. So
good quality.
The thing is that this is one thing that like in terms of like the book that complete collections. Whoever came up with this genius idea, I applaud them, because this is kind of like a good. If you were not gonna put up the omnibus, this is like a perfect way to getting you a bunch of them, and it's a bit heavy side, but not murder weapon heavy.
It's a good price point per page too.
Exactly,
it's
and
a
then
great deal.
From that point of view, that's $40 for 23 issues.
So speaking of Marvel, they're killing it with those, the complete collections and the epic collections, which I just picked this up on BAM clearance for like $10. And they flop open too, and you get a ton of issues, especially if you get them on clearance for $10. But I think I don't know what list is. I think these are like 30, 35 or something. So, and if you go to in-stock trades.
So are those colored?
Yeah.
Which ones are not colored?
That's the Essentials, which are big phone book size. They don't make those anymore.
Oh, they don't?
No, thankfully. I used to call them. My dad used to call them coloring books. He's like, I don't want any of those coloring books.
But the thing is, like, one of the history of this epic collections, though, that this epic collections have every single appearance in order, right?
Yeah.
And then they put them out in random order, so you would never know where the next gap is going to get filled.
Yeah, they're focusing on the ones that haven't been printed
at all.
So they'll put those out, and they're slowly going to eventually, like, this is volume 19 from 1991 X-Men. But eventually, what I love is the spines. I can't grab my other ones, but they just have beautiful, like, and they stay the same. And, you guys have probably seen in the group the pictures of, like, all those epics together. They just look gorgeous.
They are. And the thing is, like, it's, I'm kind of, like, in a very, like, I was thinking about probably getting into Captain America once. I don't know why.
Do it.
Yeah, I just kind of thought about, like, getting into, like, the Captain America epic collection, like, just kind of go through that whole thing, because I don't know, I kind of like the guy. So yeah, but while we're still on the topic of Marvel, I have no idea what they're doing with the screen trades anymore.
No, the trades are awful. They're awful.
Yeah.
DC trades are good. Marvel trades are $17 for nothing.
Like, look at this. Both of these have exact same number of issues.
That's nonsense.
But this one costs $15.99. So this costs $1 more. And the pages. What is this? My only thing is though, I still want to buy some of them because I want to support the creators and because these are good series.
Yeah. When a lot of the series we like aren't going to get hardcover omnibus treatment.
That's what sucks.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially there's so many series I love by Marvel that are never going to get that got canceled.
Like Unstoppable Wasp and yeah.
So I am going to give anyone my entire life savings to get a pink Gwenpool omnibus.
Oh, that would be so good. And all new Wolverine.
And that. So another thing is okay, so you have this too, right? Same size. Both of them has exact same number of issues. Why not this is $17.99 and this is $19.99? This is $19.99.
Is that? I mean, does it have something to do with the digital only? So they're only going to print it that way, and they just want to get more money. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's a business decision. But wouldn't you think it's the? No, I don't think it's the other way. I don't know. But the thing is, digital is also the same price, I think, or it's $9.99 maybe. I think digital is half price or something. But come on now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, it's Kelly Thompson. I'm gonna buy anything by Kelly Thompson, but now you're just being mean, Marvel.
Freddie in the chat is saying the thinnest trade ever he has is Rogue and Gambit. The pages are so thin. That's true. That thing is tiny.
That is true.
Oh yeah, I can grab it. It's so little, and it weighs nothing. It's nonsense. I love the story. It's nonsense.
So the thing is, this one time I was traveling, I'm like, I'm gonna pick a bunch of this Marvel thing. I picked 15 Marvel trades, because I was like, oh, this is not fair. And then I'm like, whoa, this is a lot. It needed to be 15 to weigh an omnibus by DC, or I don't know, if you know what I mean. It was oh, this is so ridiculous. But yeah, so I don't know. I have since getting Marvel Unlimited, unless it's something that is super duper good, or something that I know that it's never gonna get oversized or stuff, I'm no longer buying their trades.
That's fair.
Because for example, Captain America, I have to buy the Captain America, and then Immortal Hulk. That's pretty much the two that I'm still buying the paperback because I want to kind of read it as soon as possible. And only things that I'm buying are Kelly Thompson stuff, pretty much. But
I just wait for Gem City. So whenever I see Gem City at a convention, that's when I stock up on Marvel trades.
Right,
it's perfect.
Just because financially, it's not as responsible for me to to invest.
Right.
Because I can get DC trades usually for a lot more reasonable price. And I'm like, well, eventually I'll be at a con, Gem City will be there, and he'll be selling 5 trades for $20. And that's when I stock up. And it's always, he always has the series I want, because they're always the series that got canceled. So, because everything else, if there's a hardcover, I'm just gonna wait. I read all Jason Aaron, but I'm still gonna read, or Jason Aaron's Thor, but I'm gonna pick up the hardcovers because that's worth it.
And his Avengers is gonna get an omnibus at some point, or a hardcover at some point. Venom, I also waited. I'm like, oh, should I go get Venom? But then buy Danny Case, but that's getting a hardcover. Immortal Hulk is also getting a hardcover. I'm not, but I'm actually just gonna continue to buy the trades, and then once it gets an omnibus, because it will, that goes into 5th printing. Every issue gets into 5th printing. So that's going to get an omnibus at some point. And then I'm going to get the omnibus at that point. I'm still waiting for my Daredevil by Sewell omnibus. I can read that shit. But yeah, okay. So,
well, while we're on trades, I want to mention the Boom trades. Specifically, they recently announced the Legacy edition of Angel, where they're going to put everything out in chronological order from the original series. This is the Firefly one. That's just like that, because they've been doing these legacy lines, and I love the spines. This is a matte cover, and it's pretty chunky, and the page quality is it's kind of matte too. It feels really nice, and they're thick pages, so it's just really nice. And they open well. They're not super floppy, but they open well.
But I've been doing this to me.
I knew
they just talk about how I spent so much of last year and this year just trying to get all of these Angel books together.
But the best part about it, I mean, because I said in that thread in the group, but I was like, I'm totally going to buy this. It's a double dip, but they're in order.
You've been double dipping since day one anyway.
That's right. But on accident. This one's on purpose.
So, speaking of Boom, I have a story of Boom. So, I was really interested into getting the Woods, I think the Woods, however you say it, by James Tinian.
That was the next thing I was going to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. So, which one is it?
That is the first trade.
The Volume 1. Can you show me the spine?
Sure.
Okay.
There's the spine. It is spot glossy. The pages are really thick and it's nice. That's what I was gonna say. Like, ooh, it's shiny.
So the thing is, like, okay, so I've been waiting to get that book, right? Then they come up with like some other edition, like
yearbook edition, the hardcover. Yep.
Kristan, I went to my local comic book store. I was so giddy with excitement that yes, I'm gonna get it. I touched that book. I actually reached down, got it. It's the trade.
The yearbook edition is?
Yes. It's not hardcover.
I'm shocked. Did you see my mouth open? I'm shocked. Hold on. What's the listing say?
Then I went to in stock trade. Then the listing said TP. But it didn't say TP before.
Oh, wow.
Like, I was betrayed. Like, I was like, boom.
Yeah, it does say TP now. You know, here's the deal. I like a good chunky trade, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep these because I've had these, and I'm like, why not? Like they're good quality, like
because they already solicited all 4 yearbook edition, right? I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm gonna go get those 4 hardcovers, which are gonna look as awesome as these, right?
Yeah.
Like, because this is a Boom, like the Irredeemable Boom, one of my all-time favorite series. I'm like, it's gonna look amazing like this, and it also has like a slight glossy thing going on and everything. No, Kristan, no.
Did you get it anyway, or were you just too mad?
No, I'm not gonna give them money to pay like to my emotion like that and still pay them. What am I? No.
Yeah, I picked up some of these at half price books like years ago, so I shouldn't pay much.
That's what's gonna happen. I'm going to read it either on Hoopla or something, Comic Solid or whatever. I'm not gonna give them money for this. No, screw that. Like, no. But anyway.
I mean, I hear you, but I also think more people need to get into the chunky trade market. Like the complete collections. I like that.
Well, then call it like chunky trade. Don't call it varsity edition or yearbook edition.
Yeah.
Get my hopes up. Come on now. Like,
that's fair.
I was so upset. Like, I had my mouth open. Like, I'm like,
I didn't know that either. That's ridiculous.
Like,
I think it's just ridiculous because like everyone in the group was like, yes, hardcover. Like we all thought it was hardcover.
No.
I don't know what happened.
Then I realized that it was actually true.
Sad day.
Anyway. All right. So who's next? Who do we have left?
Oh gosh, I don't know. There's just so many people.
Oh, Image. Let's talk about Image.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
I already showed the trade. Like, you know, their trade is pretty standard. I think it's more with the Dark Horse and Boom. Like, it's pretty standard.
Yeah. Honestly, I love Image trades and I love Image hardcovers. I have nothing bad to say about them ever.
Where they succeed is the hardcover.
Yes.
And the no dust jacket.
No dust jacket.
No dust jacket. It's just so nice.
You guys, when we make Fangirls t-shirts, can they say Fangirlz Assemble, Team No Dust Jacket?
Yeah.
No dust jacket. But the thing is, like look at this. This is also like the I'm actually really excited to read this, guys. Like now that the 3rd one came out.
Oh, I'm dying to pick up Nailbiter.
I want to know what you think.
So,
guys have already read it. You got to read it.
By the way, it's our currently Raph. I think he's on the chat right now. But he posted on the group that you can buy the 2 volume 1 and 2, and this for $60
60% off. That's stupid.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that makes me want to upgrade
my more money right now. Oh God.
Like, you know, so go get it. Like, you know,
that's tempting.
That's pretty good. But the thing is, like, look at this. This is so amazing. All of you had the Saga one. Put that up.
Oh yeah. I just got them too. You guys, I'm cool like you guys.
No, cool. I can't wait for the 3rd one. Oh yeah, they're perfect. They're perfect. We're all the same.
Yeah, but the thing is that where they did fuck me up though, Image. I'm never gonna forgive them. Is Paper Girls Volume 2.
Oh yeah, because it's all shiny. This one's it's shiny, but not in the same way.
No, because the thing is,
I love this though.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing: when you put Volume 1 and 2 together,
which I don't have yet. Yeah,
it is not cool.
Sad.
That's what I'm talking about. But the thing is, like, this is just but they also do special treatment for Rick Remender. I don't know whether he has some kind of special thing with them. They sell giant size stuff for him.
I think he does have a special thing.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Like all of his, like, look at it. Look at the size.
It's nuts. I mean, even like these deadly class are just crazy. I'm gonna knock.
Yeah, it's the same.
But I mean, that's just obscene. Like, here's a trade. Come on, what are we doing here? It's great.
And the thing is, it's actually, look at it. I don't know if anyone have done it, but look at this from the absolute point of view.
Wow.
It's only like, a bit smaller. Look at this. Only
not much.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's like more that size. The Descender, on the other hand, I need to figure out. No, that's Jeff Lemire. Why am I? I think Descender is actually this size.
Is it?
Can someone correct me? Because I feel like Jeff Lemire one.
I still need to get those. I just have the trades.
Oh, there's the Volume 2 coming out in December, so I'm thinking of getting both at the same time.
Yeah, I think I'll do that too.
That is, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of like what I have. What else? There's like anyone else?
Real quick, I will mention Uzumaki, which is Viz. They do those nice hardcovers for all.
Yeah, those are really good.
They all look nice, no matter the size. They have the spot gloss and they're cute little hardcovers. Viz also does the signature editions, which are bigger than the average manga. I know Maddie.
I just ordered all of them.
And I love these monster ones because they have like these pages that are like, I don't even know how to describe this. It's like a see-through thingy. Yeah, it's good. So these are really nice, and they're like 2-in-1s.
Yeah, I just ordered the whole set this week of that monster.
They're lovely. You're gonna love it. Then I'm just gonna go for some manga things right now. Vertical has these really nice Mobile Suit Gundam hardcovers. The spines together look beautiful. I can't show you all of them, but they're really nice. And then everyone knows the Akira box set hype, but Kodansha did put out these really great, big, oversized books with nice under the dust jacket things.
Ooh, that's nice.
Mm. Do you like Akira, Kristan?
I haven't read it.
Oh.
I only watched the movie as a child.
I shouldn't have watched that movie as a child. I was traumatized.
All sorts of anime I shouldn't have watched as a child, but look, here I am. I don't have any problems.
It's fine.
It's fine.
The last 2 books I have to talk about was going to be Sheets, which is Lion Forge. This is a really nice, there's like French flaps, and there's spot gloss on the cover, and these are just really nice quality trades from Lion Forge. I don't know if they're all like this, but this one's nice. And then Scott Pilgrim by Oni Press. Oni Press does a great job with their littler hardcovers. I have a lot of those, like Coldest Winter. I mean, they're all kind of similar size and very nice.
And the last one before we go is that it's just this Archie one. I did not know they have their own publishing company, and they're putting it out through them.
Those are nice trades.
Yeah, these are like similar to Boom. Like, they're like similar to the Boom in terms of paper stock and stuff. I was shocked because for some reason I thought this was done by Boom as well, but they're not. So I'm like, anyway.
Archie's always been Archie, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So that was a lot of different things that we talked about. So in the end, who's the winner? Who's doing it the best?
Fantagraphics. 100%.
What do you think?
I vote Image.
Huh? I
was going to vote Image as far as like.
Me too, actually.
Because they're all consistent.
Yeah. I think the only reason I'm going with Image because Image and Dark Horse. Let's go. I'm going to say like every format they put out is very consistent with each other. Consistently good of that format. Like the same good size in terms of even price. Like Image does this amazing thing where the volume 1 is always $9.99. So, you can always try.
They upped that now, sadly.
Huh?
They sadly upped their price with those.
Mother.
I know.
Are you serious?
No, I'm serious. I can't think of the last one they put out, but it's definitely more now. I want to say it's close to 15.
What?
It's something ridiculous.
Like no reason there. Like it's the same as I'm going to. But anyway, all right. So
before we end, I do want to talk about just give a heads up about next weekend, next Sunday. We kind of we haven't talked about the news, I guess, but Dynamite sent us some things to review, and hopefully this is the start of a new friendship. I hope for me. So they sent us a bunch of digital Vampirella stories, as well as 2 physical books to review. So we'll talk about it. I'll be the one doing the most of the Vampirella digital reading and recommendations. But we will all be reviewing Vampirella the Dynamite Years Omnibus number 3, which is a nice, chunky omnibus. It's a nice, chunky trade. As well as Kelly Thompson's Nancy Drew. So next Sunday, we will be reviewing those. So if you guys have these at home, go ahead and jump in. And if you guys have any Vampirella stories you've read, you want to talk about it with us, I'm pretty excited to jump in and talk about this character. So that's what we'll be doing next Sunday. So please tune into that. And I'll remind you guys.
And following Sunday, what are we talking about following Sunday? Are we doing a Game of Thrones episode?
Yes.
Yes, we're going to be talking about Game of Thrones. So.
Like, I'll be working. Oh.
You're better off than we are when it comes to that. We haven't actually asked Amanda yet, but for Amanda from Near Mint Condition may join us. She's also very excited about Game of Thrones, so we may ask, we will ask her, and if she's available, she will join us as well. So that will be a fun episode. Because by then Game of Thrones will be done, and we'll be talking about everything about Game of Thrones. So, and it's gonna be completely spoilered because that is what
no way to talk about without being without spoilers.
So that's what we're gonna be talking about. So anyway, tune in for all those fun, exciting episodes. Now, where can people go and pick up all these nice books that we just showed them?
InStockTrades.com.
I'm currently also looking at the nail biters.
To Raph being a fucking bad influence and telling me how cheap nail biters hardcovers are. The fuck, Raph. I love you.
Okay.
And
so you can go pick all those 9 books that we talked about, plus our pick of the week, Laura Dean. Keeps breaking up with me. Look at this.
You can still get it until
I want it to be at my house already. Oh.
So you can get all, you can go there and get all of his books, DC, Marvel, Image, Dark Horse. Everything is up to 42% off. Everything else is about 20 to 30% off. Free shipping about $50 or more. Now Marvel is currently at 45% off all Marvel titles, and this book is at 40% off. So go
buy that. Go get Nailbiter, which is at 60% off.
Apparently 60%, Maddie. 60.
I have thoughts. I need to stop spending money.
Get that Red Sonja book and get Nailbiter, and you're done. It's bad influence.
Before we log off, what's our pick of the week? One thing you tell people?
Woman World.
Yay, Kristan.
I wasn't prepared. Gwenpool.
I'm gonna go with Old Guard by Greg Rucka. Go pick that up. Anyway, all right. Well, have a good night and have a good week. We'll see you next week.